Should I move this mic up?
No,
when I
you
speak?
can hold it right here. It's very...
Yeah. I talk with my hands, so I
think it's good.
Okay.
Yo, hey, I'm Trenton from Hands Like Houses.
I'm Cooper.
When you're in a band, you tour and play constantly.
Unfortunately.
What keeps you going through both?
Good amount of sleep when you can, and plus sick crowds. Like when you have a really good crowd, like the energy's there to feed off, and so it makes it a whole lot easier. You probably collapse when you get off stage, but yeah. And I think there's a good reason that energy drinks tend to sponsor tours and festivals.
Just like we have this this old friend who talked about this sort of thing. Like when you have the crappy shows, like what do you do? And he just reminded us, it's like, man, you look on stage. You're there like halfway across the world with your best buddies on stage. So if it's a shit show, it's still going to be amazing because it's our buddies, it's best friend.
Yeah. Even if we sound awful.
Even if we sound awful.
Guitar's out of tune and such, yeah.
I'm still going to have fun. So.
To also play and tour constantly, you have to love music.
Yeah, absolutely.
When did your love for music begin?
I think I really, once I got out of high school and really started enjoying, started a local band and it was crap, but had a lot of fun in it, love playing shows, love having a good time and jumping around on stage. So,
I think for me, I remember in grade 4 playing air guitar with my brother to the Ataris and MXPX and stuff like that. And then when I was in high school, I was like, wait, man, I can just play real guitar instead of this air guitar. And then just fell in love from there. It was like awesome.
What do your parents do for an occupation, and did that lead to any funny and unique stories growing up?
My mum's a school teacher, so everyone has that story where they call their teacher mum, which for me was pretty easy in that year. But yeah, other than that, my dad just works for a company called the Gideons. They do all the Bibles in hotels and stuff, and he's always travelled a lot. But I don't think I've got any cool stories from that.
So my dad was in the army, still is kind of, and yeah, he travels around. And my mum was a nurse, and I worked with my mum at an infertility clinic for a while.
Oh wow!
And a gynecologist clinic. That was some interesting times. Essentially, my job was to ring up clients and tell them when to have intercourse, based off the schedule of
wow
when they're most fertile.
When they're most fertile. So that was interesting job for a 17, 18-year-old kid to have.
So you said your dad worked for the Gideons?
Yeah.
So he went around and they
he does like personnel raising and stuff.
Bible?
Yeah, so he does some really cool work. But
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's
definitely interesting. Yeah.
That's an interesting job. It really is.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of nice, you're across the world and you open up a drawer in a hotel and you're like, well, Dad was kind of involved with that somehow. So yeah.
I looked at it this morning actually. I was like, oh, they got the Gideon Bible right here. Cool. Our magazine works with the homeless a lot on Skid Row in Los Angeles. Are you guys familiar with Skid Row?
Yeah, we drove through it by accident. And it was a bit of an experience. I think we're doing a photo shoot in a couple of blocks away, and we're just following the GPS, and it kind of just took us through it, and just seeing, hordes of people just, living out of trolleys, living out of stuff like that. It was, very eye-opening for us to what's out there, because
when we were on Skid Row, we noticed a lot of the homeless claim Jesus as their Lord and Savior, but they're at their lowest point of their life. Yeah. What is your perception of Jesus?
It's a hairy question. I mean, look, for us, we get asked a lot for a Christian band. We're definitely not. We have varying opinions and beliefs. Some of us have grown up, like I said, my dad's involved with the Gideons, and I've grown up very much in the church. And we're from that sort of background, so we have a lot of, I think, respect for the people who... It's very easy to kind of hide behind a religion, but a lot of people we know we have a lot of respect for as Christians and as believers. But I think in ourselves, I think we've kind of grown to question a lot because of just people hiding behind rules and reasons and injustice and just putting it under an excuse of what they believe. But like I said, respectable Christians who have, whose life is completely changed and influenced by who they are, and they don't hide behind the big words, they don't hide behind the scriptures, they don't hide, but they actually are genuinely good people you can see Jesus through. And I think there's a lot to be learned from his teachings if, forget the rest and learn from the man.
Yeah, I very much agree. I think for you and I in particular in a band, we've grown up more or less in a church sort of environment. Not so much anymore, but we've seen the good and the evil that can come with religion, but I think a lot of the people that we know who are deeply religious, and we see how strong and how happy it makes them. That's great. There is a flip side to that, which is definitely not great. And I mean, for me, fundamentally, that's what holds me back from tackling that sort of side of religion. But I don't know. I think if it's going to give you hope and like
exactly
love for everyone, it's great.
How it affects people is important. So if they're motivated to change their lives for the better, and that faith is means more to them than it ever could to someone like us. So yeah, I think it's really important still.